Hello, everyone. I hope you've had a fantastic half term. I'm going to light the candle today. Here we go. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. There we go. Fantastic. Now, over half term, I would imagine that quite a lot of you have probably had some pancakes, probably on Shrove Tuesday. I wonder how many of you, though, thought about why Shrove Tuesday is there. Why do we have pancakes? Why is there Pancake Day? Well, the reason is because traditionally it's the day before the Christian season of Lent begins. Now, you might be wondering, well, what is Lent? Why do people eat pancakes the day before it? Well, because what happened is in the season of Lent, Christians traditionally gave things up for Lent. In fact, sometimes some Christians even go without food during Lent, because that is exactly what Jesus did. I'm going to tell you a story about that in just a second. So what would have happened was that on the day before Lent began, people would have gathered everything up out of their cupboards, all the flour and eggs and milk and so on, put it all together, fried it up and eaten it, and to finish off everything that they needed to eat up. And that would have been pancakes that they'd have made. Now, in the Bible, there is a story about Jesus in the desert being tempted to do certain things. And he was there for 40 days, which is the length of the season of Lent. Now, desert's really hot during the day and very cold at night. And Jesus did this before he started the work that God wanted him to do. 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. And Christians believe that Jesus was tempted by the devil in 3 different ways. So first of all, he was tempted to turn stones into bread rolls. Now that must be a pretty difficult thing to do, but obviously the devil believed that Jesus could do that. But Jesus refused to be tempted. He said that doing what God wanted was more important than food, even though he was really hungry. Secondly, Jesus was tempted to jump off a high tower to force God to send angels to protect him. But he refused to do it because he said it would be wrong to test God in any way. And thirdly, he was taken to the top of a high mountain where he was shown all of the kingdoms of the world. The devil told Jesus that he'd be king of the whole world if Jesus worshipped him. But Jesus refused and said that only God should be worshipped. Now, it's a great story in the Bible, but it tells us really that Jesus, even over those 40 days and 40 nights, never gave up, even though he was sometimes tempted to do the wrong thing. His aim was to use that time in the desert to make sure that he was close to God. He persevered, he kept going. It's a good time for us to think about keeping going, because we've all been at home in lockdown for a very long period of time now. But change is on the horizon soon. We need to keep going. We need to manage and keep going and have that hope that we can do things, that we can manage, that we can keep going in lockdown, that things will get better, just like Jesus did. I don't know whether any of you fancy giving up anything for Lent this year, or maybe some of you have decided to give up things for Lent. Some people give up chocolate for Lent and then have their first chocolate on Easter Sunday. But you could maybe think about giving something up, or maybe not, because this year, let's face it, you're giving school up and all sorts of other things up. So actually, it's pretty tough in itself. The thing for me is that whatever we do, let's try and persevere. Let's try and keep going with things. Let's try not to give up, even when things get tough, just like the message from Jesus. I'm going to say a prayer now. Pray. Dear God, we thank you for the encouragement of today's Bible story. Please help us to persevere, to keep going when we're tempted to give up. But please help us always to be willing to ask for help when we need it. Amen. I'm going to blow the candle out now. I'm going to say, loving God, let me shine like a light in the world. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you later on in the week for my next assembly. Bye, everyone.